If Wall Street is pouring millions of dollars into cryptocurrency lobbying firms, what do they know that you don't? And what happens when regulation doesn't kill cryptocurrency and makes Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP explode? And would you invest in a company like Coinbase if you knew that they just paid over $50 million to protect your profits? You see, there's a reason that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP is exploding right now. It's not just the hype. It's lack of regulation, money, and power. Now, I know the locks talk about money, power, respect, but this power that Coinbase is yielding is like none other. And you as an investor have an opportunity to take advantage of that power and ride the crypto wave before it subsides. And this is because Coinbase, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, has put $50 million on the table like it's blackjack, and they're betting on crypto. They're betting for the power of cryptocurrency to stay. And Wall Street knows it. And politicians, they're pocketing that money and for once, doing the right thing. So we're going to talk about what exactly is Coinbase doing, how they're buying lobbying firms, that's buying politicians, and what that means for your pocketbook. You ready to get this knowledge so you can have your portfolio grow? Before we get started, as always, like, subscribe, share to our channel. In real life, I'm a certified financial planner. We help thousands of clients worldwide, but on these social media airways, we're giving information. This information is going to help you grow your portfolio from a crypto standpoint and from a stock standpoint as well. Even though we help you reduce your tax liability and increase your net worth through tax strategies, financial planning, and investment management. However, past performance does not guarantee future results. So we're going to talk about some stocks that's taking advantage of crypto, but it doesn't mean you need to go YOLO. You guys ready? Lego. You know the number one job of a politician? Think about it. Is it helping the constituents? Of course not. Is it helping redistribute wealth? Of course not. Is it balancing the budget? Of course not. Is it stopping crazy spending? Of course not. We saw with the big, beautiful bill. Politicians don't care about that. A politician's number one job is to get reelected. And how do they make sure they don't get primaried? They take the dollars. Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? All they care about is not being primaried, so they can have that cushy old job and get money, and more money. So the number one job is to be reelected. And how does that happen? By lobbying. Lobbying. This makes politicians spend millions of dollars on a campaign when they only make $180,000 a year. Why is that? Because of the lobby. And Coinbase understood that very, very early. And slowly but surely they have invested into pro-cryptocurrency lobbying firms that has knocked on the door of almost every single senator except for Elizabeth Warren, and every single congressman or woman except for Nancy Pelosi, and lobbied them the reason why the bills that were just passed today are worth it. And if they do not say yes to those bills, how they're going to use that $50 million to primary them so they'll have their fat job, their easy job, their per diem, their pension, their free health care, their free flights to and from, their security detail, and all the other perks that comes with being a politician. So who are those PACs, and what is a PAC? Well, a PAC is called a Political Action Committee. You see, years ago, right, you could only donate a certain amount of money to a candidate or a campaign. But because of Citizens United, a bill that got passed years ago, now corporations are like people. And since corporations are people, You can have a lobbying firm that lobbies on behalf of a corporation, like it's a person, and give whatever amounts they can to a politician. So because of that, once a politician gets elected, it is a 92% chance they will get re-elected because they have all the power and they get to Washington, D.C., and they meet all the lobbyists. Well, because cryptocurrency is a way for the future, a lot of powerful people, a lot of whales in cryptocurrency knew regulation was either going to slow down crypto or the lack of regulation was going to allow crypto to explode. And Coinbase knew that. And Coinbase put money into Fairshake. Your question is, who is Fairshake? Well, Fairshake is a pro-crypto political action committee, or a PAC. And they're backed by major players in the cryptocurrency industry, including Coinbase, but also Ripple, Andreessen Horowitz, a venture capitalist firm, and others. They raised over $85 million, with Coinbase contributing $50 million of that. And they only support pro-crypto candidates, and they influence crypto-friendly regulation in Washington, D.C. So their purpose? Influence legislation and influence elections and politicians to be pro-crypto. They also push back on anti-crypto politicians. Elizabeth Warren, she's going to be in some trouble when it comes to primary. Gary Gensler, the reason why he got X'd out of his position before President Trump even got elected, because he knew once Trump got in office, his days were numbered. So instead of having egg on his face and being fired, he resigned. And they also spend money to, in air quotes, educate lawmakers on the power of crypto. They're not doing that. They're spending money showing them how crypto works and giving them the front end to get into these crypto projects. We all know what happened to the Trump coin. Crypto influences individuals to make money. Even though it's a rug pull, Trump made reportedly over $10 billion in his coin. Melania made reportedly $4 billion, and Barron made over $700 million. You think politicians, when they see that and they know ain't no impeachment, ain't no arrests going on with Trump, you think they're going to try to slide into a project? They're going to set one up through their foundation? Of course so. And because of these lobbying firms, more specifically Fairshake, it gives politicians the front end view that we as investors can't see. So politicians always know first, they make money because of it. Nasty, nasty work. But that's why they have a 92% re-election rate. Because once they get in, they shake hands, kiss babies, but then rub shoulders with those lobbyists. But us, because of crypto being so new, only 5% of Americans have cryptocurrency. You compare that to the stocks. Between mutual funds, IRAs, 401ks, 69% of Americans has some type of investment. 5%, 69%, a big gap. As more people accept cryptocurrency, as more regulation is friendly, as banks start saying how now cryptocurrency is safe. You're seeing that a lot now. You think the ratio of cryptocurrency is going to go up or down? It's going to go up. Bitcoin being at 120,000 a coin now, when the adoption goes from 5% to 10%, Bitcoin is going to be over 250,000 a coin. Ethereum over 6,000 a coin. And XRP, maybe even $10, because banks are using it right now, saying how crypto was bad 4 years ago by using XRP the same time. Nasty, nasty, nasty work. But Coinbase is looking after our best interest. Reason number 2, as a stockholder, we should be excited about what Coinbase is doing. And that second reason is Ethereum. But we're just going to say ETH. A lot of people missed out on Bitcoin's run. A year and a half ago, it was at 20,000. Now it's at 120,000. That is a 6x gain. Ethereum was as high as 4,000 a coin. It was as low as 1,300 a coin. So as Bitcoin has grown dramatically to all-time highs, Ethereum being at 3,000 a coin today is still 25% off where it was. And individuals are seeing the success of MicroStrategy, MicroSeller, the stock of the past 2 years that has grown dramatically, being a Bitcoin treasury and having a whole company use Bitcoin as cash on their balance sheet, not actual cash. They're saying, how can we replicate this with the second largest coin behind Bitcoin? Well, that, my friends, is Ethereum. And where does Coinbase come in? Well, guess who is the biggest holder of Ethereum as of today? You guessed it, Coinbase. And when people buy Ethereum, guess what Coinbase lets you do? They let you stake your Ethereum on their platform. What does stake mean? Well, plain and simply, staking is when you lock up your Ethereum to help secure the network and process transactions and returns, and you earn rewards. That is a technical way for saying you earn interest. You have Coinbase hold directly your Ethereum, and then they pay you interest. So it's like having a stock in Ethereum that, theoretically speaking, goes up, but it pays a dividend because you're getting interest, a dividend paying stock. And historically, by staking Ethereum, you're getting paid 5 to 10% a year compared to your average dividend paying stock that pays you 3.5%. So I have the potential to have my money grow more than the stock. Again, Ethereum, 25% to get back to where it was. $100 today is going to be $125 just getting back. And also being paid 5 to 10%. You think investors, especially new investors who want a quick pop, are they going to pick a stock or are they going to pick Ethereum? Well, Wall Street knows that. And because of Fairshake and the other PACs in the 3 bills that was just recently passed, they said Ethereum will be regulated the same as Bitcoin as a commodity. Meaning it's regulated by the SEC, but it's not mandated by the SEC. A lot easier for people to do Ethereum projects like they're doing with Bitcoin. Right now, Visa is working with Coinbase so that you can go and pay money through your Coinbase account using your Visa card. You will be able to do the same with Ethereum using your Visa card. Solana, ADA, Doge, all those smaller coins, you can't do that. So because of the lack of regulation, even though it's regulated, Ethereum is taking off like crazy. Up 40% over the past month. Bitcoin's up over 50% recently, when Bitcoin is up by half. What does that say? All the money in Wall Street missed the opportunity with Bitcoin, but they're going to take advantage of that opportunity in Ethereum. And since Coinbase is the biggest holder of Ethereum, they're going to make the most money because their reserve goes up. So what happens to the value of their company? It goes up. And what happens to the value of their stock? It goes up as well. So reason number 2, Coinbase spending that $50 million on lobbying firms is helping us because it's helping them, but also it helps our Ethereum, and Wall Street loves it. And reason number 3, Coinbase is putting $50 million to work in a positive way is because of their stock. Coinbase symbol. COIN, up dramatically this year. The stock market right now up by 7%. $100,000 in the stock market, you made $7,000. Pretty good year. Above average year. Coinbase up by 59%. $100,000 in Coinbase, I made $59,000. compared to the stock market where I made just 7,000. Because of that Ethereum pump, the stock is taking advantage of it. But reason number 3, this is great for investors, is because people still don't believe in holding crypto. Either hold it on the stock market or hold it in their own wallet. Don't lose your passcode, y'all, because you're screwed. But Coinbase gives you a way to put your toes into cryptocurrency, but not go all in. And from a diversification standpoint, since Coinbase is the largest holder of cryptocurrency, you get to invest in a company that holds all of the crypto that's regulated and not regulated. So instead of throwing $10,000 into a cryptocurrency that may or might not do well, we throw that $10,000 in Coinbase. They're lobbying, they're making fees on exchanging, and they're holding the largest amount of Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's a true diversification in cryptocurrency. And if it's diversified, it reduces the risk. It doesn't eliminate, because when crypto goes down, so does Coinbase. And Coinbase is a publicly traded company. So, of course, if they cook the books, CEO makes a bad decision, somebody on the board goes skinny dipping, then their stock can go down too. However, for investors who want to put their toes in the water, they don't know Bitcoin or Ethereum or XRP or Solana or ADA or Dogecoin or anything else. They don't know, but they want to be involved in the company that's holding everything, the exchange, like an index fund. Coinbase is the way to go. New York Stock Exchange, we have the Dow 30. That's an index. We have the S&P 500. That's a index. We have the NASDAQ. That's an index. We have the Russell 2000. Those are all indexes, a pool of different stocks in one fund or index per se. Look at Coinbase as the cryptocurrency index because they are an exchange. So they hold most, if not all, the cryptocurrency that's not BS cryptocurrency. So you get to have a pool of all the cryptocurrencies in one, and prayerfully, when they go up, Coinbase goes up as well without the risk of buying one crypto and it goes to zero. The Coinbase won't go to zero. So reason number 3, Coin spending $50 million in Fairshake and other PACs to lobby for you is good because it allows you then to invest in a index fund of cryptocurrency. Now, we don't want to go YOLO. And as I said, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. And it's amazing that Coinbase is up almost 60% in 1 year. It takes the stock market literally 7 years to make 60%. Coinbase has made it in 7 months. But for individuals who either want to dip their toe into the water or diversify their portfolio, Coinbase may be something to look at. So reason number 1, lobbying. And the more lobbying means more politicians will become more cryptocurrency friendly. Reason number 2, Ethereum. And Coinbase has the largest holding of Ethereum. So we're happy when Ethereum goes up. And so does people who own Coinbase. And reason number 3, all the lobbying is allowing Coinbase to be that exchange, that cryptocurrency index fund as they position themselves to be, which means more investors, prayerfully, more money. But what do you guys think? You think this is why they're spending all this money lobbying? Or am I going crazy? I know I ain't going crazy, but comment below. Let me know. Good idea to invest in Coinbase? Bad idea. Is there other crypto exchanges on the stock market that might be a better diversification tool besides Coinbase? Let me know. And am I going crazy? Is Wall Street throwing all the money at Ethereum for something I'm talking about? Or is it something totally different I ain't touch on? Like, comment, share as we continue to grow the channel. and grow your finances and help you reduce your taxes while increasing your net worth. As always, love is love. Let's make some painful or painless profits together, y'all. Peace!
And you just wanna get paid, tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late, yeah. Painful profits to help you seek change, and you just wanna get paid, yeah. Tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late, painful profits to help you seek change, yeah. Cut the show and just listen. You wanna feel empowered by making money decisions. Residual by the hours can get you a better living. Bitch at the check, you know, and it could be different, you know.